Okay, Mark meets Nicky Bullard, the Executive Creative Director at Lida, M&C Saatchi. Hi Nicky.
Hello.
Can you give us a quick summary of your career to date?
Crikey. Well, I don't know if it's a career. I started at Hounslow Borough College under Mr Morris, who went off to elsewhere, and had lots of fun there. Then had a year unemployed, so the first recessions, didn't have a job, so that was quite hard, but did get a placement at Saatchi when Graham Fink was there in Paul Arden, and just thought, oh my God, this is so what I want to do with my life. And then I worked at a small financial agency, which was very dull, but I learned a lot. And then went on to Emirati Puris Lintas, which was interesting, and then came here to Lida at M&C Saatchi.
And how long have you been here for?
A long time, half my life actually, 13 years.
And what was your job title when you first joined?
I was a middleweight copywriter.
Okay,
Yeah.
and who was your creative director at the time?
That was David Harris, who's now at Wonderman.
Yeah, and talk me through the progression. How did you...
Well, I slept with lots of people. No, I didn't actually. No, they didn't want to know. I shouldn't really say that, should I? Just crikey, just worked my arse off really. Worked my arse off. Worked on briefs that weren't my briefs. Worked up, became a senior writer, then became head of copy on NatWest, then became head of copy across the department, then became creative director on the Boots account, and then became creative director overall.
Did you join with a partner? Did you join with an art director?
I did. I joined I'd say one of the first girl teams, but I know Rosie Arnold was probably in the first girl team, and probably a much more attractive girl team. With a girl called Ali Peaty, and the two of us worked together for 10 years, and it was a whole lot of fun really. We thought we were Spice Girls.
And now do you have a partner or are you a solo?
I'm flying solo, and I sometimes team up with different people, but that can be a creative or a planner or whoever, and I try and stick my oar in as much as I can really.
And how hands-on are you these days?
Very hands-on, so I try to see absolutely everything that goes out the door. I can't read all the copy obviously, but as much as I can.
What's the best bit of career advice you've ever been given?
There's always a better idea.
Always
better. I can't remember who it was. It was what they said was more interesting probably than they were. That's terrible.
And it still rings true today though, there's always a better
because
idea.
you can bust your gut and you think, God, I've got the most amazing idea that I've ever had. The client blows it out and you come back and your chin's on the floor and actually, if you keep going, there will always be a better idea. And we always complain as creatives, as everyone knows, that we never have enough time.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in your career so far?
Probably far too many to mention, but probably would be every day turning up in my Spice Girls outfit.
You've actually got a Spice Girls outfit?
Well, they're a pair of platform Union Jack boots, yes,
okay,
lying around, and I didn't actually wear those to work that often.
So you don't wear them for a joke, you wear them because you genuinely like them? Or?
No, I don't wear them now.
Okay.
I did on the day, but I was in a band as well called Pizzazz.
Okay. Who inspires you creatively?
Probably the likes of, and I've mentioned already, Rosie Arnold, from an industry point of view, because anybody who can still deliver cutting-edge creative work and still look beautiful and is really nice, that's who I'd love to be, really. Obviously, I'm never going to quite be that, but probably her. And creative really inspires me. Actually, it's more unexpected. It's probably my children. The fact that they'll fearlessly try and play anything and try stuff, and I don't think there's enough of that goes on in our lives today.
When you first entered the industry, was there someone or a company in particular that you really looked up to?
As I said, Saatchi,
yeah.
They were it. And I just remember going in there doing the placement and walking in, there was in Charlotte Street, and there's a big bank of tea, it was really glamorous, and then sitting there working away at 10 o'clock at night and just watching the gorgeous Graham Fink waltzing up and down the corridors and then sneaking into his office, which I probably shouldn't have done. He had a canoe or something hanging from the ceiling. It was just so cool, but the work was cracking, and they had a filing cabinet full of silk cut ads that were just amazing. That just people, it was just an ongoing brief, and people just trying to outdo each other, and it was highly competitive. Yeah.
So what did you study? Did you know you were going to get into advertising?
Yeah, first of all I wanted to be a journalist, so I studied English and law, and then someone told me about copywriting, so I ditched that, and then I went to Hounslow, and the rest is history really. Although I'd still quite like to be a newsreader, which was really the aim.
So when you were studying when you were studying and you said your parents were actually going to go and do advertising, what did they say?
They thought it was amazing because my mum's a nurse, dad's a policeman. They all have very safe jobs, and to be doing something creative in our family, nobody had really done anything like that before. And my mum got me a subscription to Campaign, and every week, especially in that year that I was unemployed, she'd say, "One day you'll be in that magazine." I remember when my name was first in the magazine. She was, nearly cried. She did.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Was there a photo of you, or was it just your name, wasn't it?
Just my name, but she has seen. Obviously, she's the only person I can say, "Look, Mum." She didn't admit that really either.
Does she still give you a pat on the back?
She does. She gets very excited.
What are your interests outside of work? What do you do when you're not in M&C Saatchi?
It's sort of boring stuff, but I love cooking. Spend as much time with my kids as I can. I'm writing a play, which, and I say I'm writing it. I've got a bit of block at the moment, but yeah, I'm writing a play which is about something quite controversial to do with the 7/7 bombings, but it's a comedy.
And is this the first thing you've written, or have you done other stuff in the past?
No, that's the first. I won a poetry competition years ago for Innocent Drinks, actually, which was all about being sticky. It was about hot weather. No, it's the first proper serious thing I've written.
So how do you have the time to do that then? Do you just...
I don't do it on the train. So if I've got 10 minutes on the train, I'll just have a little tap away. So I haven't missed my stop yet. It can't be that good.
What's the best brand you've had the pleasure of working on?
Oh, gosh. That's a very good question.
Is there one that stands out that you feel you've had most fun with? Or?
Most fun probably Mini. Also the most pressure because the work has to be of a certain standard. So creatively it's like, you're not taking a dud and making it brilliant. So there's lots of brilliant work for Mini. So probably Mini. I really enjoy our Boots account because it's just the female insight side of it. I enjoy that, everything really.
So are you responsible for the Here Come the Girls?
Unfortunately not, no.
Good.
No.
I actually quite like that ad.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. What's your favourite ad campaign of all time?
Oh, right, so I knew you'd ask me this, so I could think about it. There are two that stand out. One is Carling Black Label, and a particular ad which is called Mind Reader, which I think was the only ad in the campaign where they didn't actually say the whole strap line. I bet you it's kind of like it's all about mind reading. Hilarious. So look on YouTube if you've never seen it before, anybody who's watching, although you probably will have. And I think a real moment in our industry was Tango and Orange Man, and just somebody actually describing the feeling of a taste, which I don't think anybody had ever done before. And it was so different and so funny, and it got banned as well, and it was hilarious.
How would you describe the industry at the moment in 3 words?
I don't know.
That
I just think it's
flukily
changing.
3 words.
It is changing all the time. I think we're having a little bit of a identity crisis. Actually, I think there's lots of people who think, yeah, we need to be always on, and we've got to be this, that, and the other. And I think no, it's all keep it. It's all about the ideas, and all the rest of it is just how we deliver those ideas.
What do you think have been the biggest changes since you first entered the industry to now?
God, the biggest change, well, this sounds ridiculous, the internet, because when I started in the industry, 12 years ago, it's not 12 years now, I'm giving it away, there was no internet, and just the fact that you didn't have to go down the library for 4 hours, which is obviously also an excuse to go to the pub, I haven't got that anymore, and you could just tap something into a search engine and research yourself rather than relying, as I say, on the library visits or an information department.
And what advice would you give people that are looking to get into the industry today? Would you say it's more competitive now than when you first entered? Yes, I do. I think have an integrated portfolio, definitely. Know your digital works. I think there's a lot of people of a certain age in the industry, and including myself, and we always feel like we're behind the curve on the latest technology. And as I say, the younger you are, more likely you are to have played with new stuff. So try and impress with that. I think it is much more competitive, but I do think there's a sense of I deserve a job from a lot of youngsters, which certainly wasn't when I was knocking on doors. So the days when you were at Saatchi's doing your internship or placement, working in all hours of the day.
Yeah, you can't come into an industry and think you're going to work from 9 till 6, and that's it. You've got to put the hours in because, as they say, you're going to get out what you put in.
And come up with one big idea, and that's it.
You keep going. As I said, there's always a better idea.
Yeah.
What do creatives need to do to stand out and be remembered and get in front of you? Because I imagine you get a lot of people that get in touch with you directly, a lot of people that are wanting to work for this agency, obviously, and being one of the creative leaders here. What would a creative team or a creative have to do to
surprise me?
Get you to see them?
I think is the answer, and that could be. I mean, I like a bit of direct mail, as you know. So something interesting that's a piece of direct mail, because it is hard. Direct mail, just do something a bit different. Don't just send me an email with your link to your online portfolio. I hate online portfolios. I'd rather you came in and showed me your work and taught me through it. So it's just that surprising thing. Something makes it, they're a bit interesting.
So that's quite different feedback from a lot of other creative directors. Because of time reasons, a lot of people obviously like looking in their own time at an online folio, but you actually prefer to get a book. And
I'd rather if someone surprised me in the first instance, I'm going to think they're interesting, they're clever and they're interesting, and then I'll look at the work. Just some of these online portfolios, there's about 30 pieces of work on them. I actually think it's more time consuming than spending half an hour with the team, because you're clicking and you're not quite getting the full story. And yeah, that's just me.
What's the most innovative way someone has approached you to get you to see them?
Someone turned up here and said they had an interview, and I panicked and thought it wasn't in my portfolio, in my diary. I went and saw them anyway.
Really?
Don't try that, anybody.
You're going to get a queue of people.
Look at my PO over there, she's thinking,
you're going to get a queue of people outside saying, no, I've definitely got this interview. So you're not annoyed? I would have been really annoyed if someone just turned up and lied.
If it's cheeky and they're funny, it's fine.
It's all about that opening.
Be a bit cheeky, yeah, have a sense of humour and surprise me.
If you weren't in this industry, apart from maybe being a newsreader, what do you think you
Actress.
would... Okay.
Yeah, that's it really. I was going to say stand-up comedy then. I don't know why I said that. I did do a stand-up comedy course and then went and did about 10 or 12 gigs, and wasn't very good at it, to be honest. But
when and how did you realise you weren't very good?
Well, it's not so much me realising, because I thought I was brilliant. It was the audience. But actually, I had out of the 10, I probably had a couple of really good gigs, and most of them were all right, and a couple of them were terrible. Where people I stood there and just said, "I'm shit, aren't I?"
What sort of places are we talking? Where did you...
pubs. Yeah, so the comedy circuit in town.
Did anyone throw anything at you?
No, they didn't, no. Only their knickers. No.
Okay.
No, underpants.
A little bit weird. Who's your favourite comedian?
Oh, crikey. Oh, I was going to say something really...
Who inspires you?
Tommy Cooper, only because he's naturally funny. And I think that there are a lot of clever writers who can deliver what they've written, but are there any really, truly just funny people?
Let's move on to a quick fire round.
Oh, God, okay. Ready?
Can line or D&AD pencil?
D&AD pencil.
Olympic gold or an Oscar?
Oscar.
The brightest person you've worked with?
Oh, God. Matthew Heath.
The most creative person you've worked with?
Tim Stiles.
The best looking person you've worked with?
Never worked with any good looking people.
Did you say Graham Fink before?
Oh yeah, Graham Fink, very good looking.
Okay. Creatives or suits?
Creatives.
Money or happiness?
Happiness.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Degree or no degree?
No degree.
Retained work or pitch work?
Both.
Art directors or copywriters?
Copywriters.
Web or mobile?
Mobile.
Facebook or Twitter?
Neither.
Ant or deck?
Ant. Big head, love it.
Outsourced production or on-site production?
Depends on the job.
Don Draper or Roger Sterling?
Oh, Don Draper.
And lastly, twist or stick?
Twist.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.